Hey everybody, me and Buster want to say welcome to Little Cahaba Junkin, where we share a whole lot of Junkin and even more Jesus. Enjoy our video. Hey everybody, it's me, Kayla Friday, and welcome back to my channel at Little Cahaba Junkin. Today we are going to have a fun video. I know that lots of different influencers are getting their house all decked out for Christmas. Well, here I am still hanging on to fall a little bit longer. I will start putting out my Christmas in the next couple of weeks, but I worked really hard to get my house the way I wanted it for fall. So I'm gonna enjoy that hard work, and a lot of times here in Alabama, it's still 70, 80 degrees. So if I put out any snowmen, they'll just melt. But anyway, like I said, I am just wanting the next couple of weeks to still be all fall feels around our house. And I know several of you are the same way. And like I said, I know a lot of you are already decorating and completely done for Christmas. And I will get those videos out. We will start decorating in the next couple of weeks. But today on the channel, I have a really fun video. Today we are going to be styling some Thanksgiving tablescapes. I know several of you host your families for your Thanksgiving meals, whether it be lunch or dinner. And today we're going to be shopping our home for some fun items, and we're going to be making some tablescapes together. Because if you're like me and you're still hanging on to fall because you love it so much, we've got a really big fall holiday coming up at Thanksgiving. So we're going to do some really fun fall inspired tablescapes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Love y'all. Okay, friends, so I'm a little bit far away, but I wanted y'all to be able to see. So we're gonna just start by talking about the items that you're gonna use for your tablescape. And as I always say, there are no right and wrongs in decor. You do what you love. But usually when I am creating a tablescape, I start with some sort of base. You can use a table runner. I have one down here. You can use just pieces of linen or really pretty tablecloth bunched up under a riser or under a stack of books, but something to just kind of be your focal point or your building point. Then after I figure out what I'm gonna do as far as my focal point or what I'm building upon, I start bringing in different heights of things. So I've got this really pretty pickle jar over here with some fall stems. If you don't have fall stems to add height, go out in your yard. All of us have fallen limbs, okay? Go out in your yard and get you some limbs off your tree. These right here were 100% free. They're limbs out of my yard I was cleaning up, okay? And I thought, oh, these are pretty for fall. Got little acorns and brown leaves attached. 100% free. So gather you up something to give you some height. It doesn't even have to be any type of stem. It could just be really tall candlesticks, stack of pumpkins, but you want to have different height layers, okay? Then the next thing that I do is start bringing in lots of texture. A lot of us have extra pumpkins left over from Halloween or from fall. If you have any fruit is a really good option. Apples are really beautiful for apple pies. These beautiful pears, these came from Winn-Dixie. These are real, they're really pretty. So after this, I will be eating these so they don't ruin. But if you have any faux fruit or any real fruit, that is a really pretty way to bring in texture. Bring in some candlesticks. I mostly have brass candlesticks, but if you have any wooden candlesticks, those are gorgeous. I love wood textures. If you have any butter presses, rolling pins, I've got a really pretty wooden swan back here. Lots of texture. Books are gorgeous to bring in. They add a really pretty touch and have a lot of texture to them. And like I have said before, I love to follow Liz Marie Galvan, and her saying is basically creating a cozy home. So I love to create coziness by bringing in lots of layers and lots of textures. So gather up everything that you think you can use. It does not have to be Thanksgiving or fall themed. It does not have to be a turkey. Just things that make you feel warm and cozy and things that make you happy. So I'm gonna clean off this table and we'll get started on building our first tablescape. Let's start with a base. And for our first look, I'm gonna use this really pretty vintage table runner. I absolutely love this. I found it on Instagram from a girl. I think it's the Cozy White Cottage or something. No, that's Liz Marie's blog. Some kind of white cottage. I can't remember the name of her shop. But this this is going to be our base that we're going to build the rest of our tablescape upon. So this is going to be kind of what we're working around here in the center of the table. And like I said, next we're going to add a tall point of interest. I've got this really pretty pickle jar right here. So I'm going to use that and just fluff up your fall stems to your heart's desire. I think that's really pretty like that. So we've got a tall element, and now I'm going to start bringing in some different layers for coziness. Got this really pretty wooden swan. No, it's not a turkey, but it is super cute, so I'm going to bring that in here and just start building around my height point. Let's see. Bringing in some more texture with this really pretty riser. Got this beautiful pumpkin. Not letting that go to waste. Pumpkins are not cheap. Let's see. Just got some really cheap ironstone plates that I thrifted. And I've got this really pretty butter mold. That was a $6 find by the Century. Just lots of different heights and textures. I've also got some really pretty fall toned cups here. Also, if you have any old silverware, they look gorgeous on a tablescape. Buster Brown. Just adding some fruit. My beautiful Winn-Dixie fruit here. Make sure you take the stickers off if you're using these. We'll just turn it over for the sake of the video. We can even throw in a candle or two. I'm telling y'all, there's no right or wrong to doing this. You just do whatever makes you happy. And there we have it, our first look. Here we are. And there's the famous Buster Brown over there. He's not too enthused. So like I said, we started with our base, which is this really pretty vintage table runner. And it's got some holes and things like that, but I love the character of it and I think it's beautiful. Then we started with our height, which is just these really pretty basic stems. I actually purchased these, I believe, this year from World Market, and I think they were $8 a piece, which is really good for the quality of stem that they are. Then I brought in some more varying heights, used things like risers, plates to add some height and dimension to your tablescapes. And then bring in your cozy. Lots of wood tones with the swan. I love the eye too. It's such a pretty piece. The riser itself gives a really pretty pop of warmth with the wood. Just a few little treasures here. And then we just tucked in a couple of candlesticks in this fruit. And I think we have a really pretty centerpiece here, a really pretty tablescape. Nothing to it, all using items that I had around the house. Okay, so I created this tablescape off camera because I am not good under pressure. So I am going to take you through and we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to show you the elements that I used and my reasoning behind them. Okay, so similar to the first tablescape, I kept my base the same in using this vintage tablecloth. I used the same floral arrangement here, and I just moved it to this side of the table, and instead of leaving it straight onto the tablecloth, I put it on top of this riser. So that was my tall focal point. Then for other points of interest and height, I brought in this vintage set of scales. Look, my cabinet is bare. If I keep any of these, I'm gonna have to rearrange that over there because I'm pulling stuff from it. But I brought in this in this really pretty wicker bottle. And again, this is the best fruit I have ever purchased. Money well spent. It's gonna be so bruised, I won't even be able to eat it. So my focal points again are floral arrangement and then the varying layers of height. So I put the fruit under the cloche. If you have a clear dome cloche, that would be just as pretty. So those are my bigger pieces. And then to fill in the spaces, I brought in this really pretty book. Love that for fall. Then I tucked in some little pumpkins that I had left over. And then I also tucked in some of these really pretty pheasant feathers. Tucked some of those into a little English jar and tucked the feathers there. So again, our base, height, and then start bringing in the coziness and filling in the holes. I really wish I had one more pumpkin to put like right here, but I don't. So that'll have to do. But I think it turned out cute. Just use what you have, again, like I said. Okay, friends, so for this one, I went in a different direction. I took away the table runner and instead I added this really pretty riser. If you don't have a riser, this one came from Vintage Pickin'. It's one of my staples. But if you don't have a riser, another really good option would be an old wooden box turned upside down. If you have an old like Coca-Cola or fruit box, little crate, that would be pretty. Or if you have a really large cutting board, that would also be something that you could use in a similar fashion. But what I did for our focal point is I added this. This is just a little magnolia kitchen towel, a little magnolia kitchen towel. I put that and gathered it up under our riser, and then I just put some different elements. I kept this. I had the really pretty Turkish olive urn over here, but it was just too much brown for me. So instead, I just changed out and put our found foliage, as you could say, in here. These are the ones that just came from my backyard. And like I said, they can be really pretty. You don't have to go out and spend money on fall stems. If you have some that are really pretty and changing colors now, like red or orange or yellow, those would be gorgeous on a tablescape. Then to add areas of texture and bring in some fun interest points, I have this little wicker covered demijohn. And of course, I had to include at least one turkey in our tablescapes. So I found this one over at Rustic Relics from our friend Mary. She has a booth there. And inside there, I just tucked in some vintage silverware. And then y'all know I have to include my Winn-Dixie pears. And I put those in a bowl that I already had. Put a few over here. And then to just set it off, I added some candlesticks. Now, obviously, I'm not going to leave these candles lit. If you have some of the faux flicker ones, those would be perfect for Thanksgiving dinner. But if you're eating Thanksgiving dinner and you knock one of these over, somebody is going to catch your house on fire, or I'm telling you, it's a recipe for disaster. So I don't leave these lit for long periods of time. But this is our third tablescape. And to finish it off, we're going to talk about making some place settings. Okay, last but not least, after you've styled your tablescape, let's talk about your place settings. Now, I don't know about y'all, but for my family Thanksgiving, we do it potluck style. Y'all have seen on our videos, we all love to eat. We get the huge throwaway plates, and there's not enough time to sit down and have a meal. It's every man for theirself. We fight to the death over trying to get some of my Aunt Kim's famous sweet potato casserole. And it's, I mean, you better watch out or you will pull back a nub where you have a finger. We love to eat. But if you do enjoy having a really pretty, nice Thanksgiving meal, we'll talk about making some place settings. I've seen lots of people do some really elaborate place settings. I personally don't have anything really to do that with, so I'm going to kind of show you a simple idea. So first off, if you have chargers are beautiful. I had several, but I kind of stopped setting my table like that, so I sold them. But I do have these really large plain white plates. They are, I don't even know what brand they are from. It says fine royal porcelain, but they're literally like the size of a charger. They're huge, huge dinner plates, oversized. This is about the size dinner plate I like to use. But use something as your base, whether it's a charger or a large plate. Then you want to add some color or something that kind of goes with your theme. Look, I've still got the thrift store sticker here on the back. But I found these beautiful depression glass. They're a yellow color. Thought that'd be perfect for fall. I did not use them in the fall home tour, but I found them out in the garage. I thought these would be gorgeous here on our place setting. And you can really see the pretty yellow. And then on top of that, if you have a really pretty salad bowl or just another really pretty plate, if you have anything with turkeys or pheasants or anything like with a pretty Thanksgiving scene, that would be gorgeous. But again, I don't. I just have some various little plates. Let's see here. This one is a little bit larger than this one, so we'll use this one. This is just a basic ironstone salad plate. So I'm gonna put that right there on top. And then to finish it off, I'm gonna make my napkin rings. We also use paper towels and paper napkins. Ain't nobody got time to wash cloth napkins for 50 people. So, a lot of people do their napkins like this. I prefer to turn them this way. And the messier and more like thrown together they look, the better. And then just to kind of set it off, I am gonna add these little pieces of wheat straw and a feather. And with the first tablescape I did, that one was definitely my favorite. I think this would just really polish off the table. I think it would turn out so cute with this little setup right here. Would have been perfect. However, I did not film the place settings, but I think that these would have been perfect with that first or the second one. This one, not so much. I feel like this one's a little bit too elegant for this look, which nothing in my house is elegant, but you get what I'm trying to say. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, what it looks like. And here we are. It would also be so cute if you had some sort of little place setting, like with their name right here or sticking out the side. That would be super cute too. But like I said, just create some layers, and then I think this just really sets it off. I've seen lots of people use really pretty fall florals tucked in there. If you have any acorns, people have stuck a little twig with acorns on there, lots of different things. But that's it. Nothing to it. And the more colorful and the more texture that you have, the better. But this is what I'm working with. But this is an example, and you just create your own, whatever you love. Well guys, thank you so much for joining me on my video today. I hope that some of the tips I gave were helpful, and I just appreciate you taking time to watch our video. Remember that with this Thanksgiving season coming up, we have so much to be thankful for. And despite all the hurdles that life throw at us and all the challenges that we face, it's not about the valleys and the challenges that you go through, it's how you respond to them. And it's really hard to respond with a thankful and grateful heart, but when you do, it just makes those challenges so much easier to face. And I'm so thankful I don't have to face those challenges alone. I have the good Lord at my side, and He has my back fighting my battles every day, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm just so thankful for all the blessings God has given me, big and small. And there's so many times I want to complain and throw myself a pity party, and that's just being human. You know, one of our first responses to trauma and pain is just to be angry and just question why. And when we face those challenges with a grateful and a thankful heart, it just makes them easier, because worrying and sadness and just holding on to grudges and pain, that doesn't do anything to help you grow as a person. And it's hard. Like I said, I am not perfect, but just facing battles with a grateful heart is something that I really need to work on and pray for myself. And I just hope that during this season, you're just reminded of how blessed we really are, no matter what you're going through. And I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on the next video. Let me know below what your favorite tablescape was. Mine was definitely the first one. But I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time.